Hey guys, this is all about Ian, and in today's video, you're not going to see my face a lot. We're going to be looking down at my hand level. I know it's weird, I'm sorry, but we're going to be transferring all of the threads for this project. I think I can put you up a little more. There we go. For this project, onto cards. So these are my cards. I have all my floss arranged by DMC color order. I don't know if DMC stands for anything. I've never looked it up. But I buy these cards from my local craft store. It's a big box craft store, so I'm pretty sure you can get these as well. I know this is 2 cards in one. And they're pretty thin. And they have those little hooks on the bottom and room to put the number on top. For example, that is my white card. You can barely tell, so let me get a darker color. Worst example, Anne. Worst example. Okay. That's also a bad example. I'll use this one. It's not a DMC number. It's another company that I got a cross stitch from that I can't find their numbers to coincide, but you can see how the number goes in this corner, and then you load the thread on one side and you try to end it on the other side. I put the thicker thread on top, and then I leave one part of the thread on the bottom, so then you can get extra thread from the top if you need it. Because if you don't know cross stitch, you don't use all of the thick strand at once. Okay, and I have done the work for this. What kind of pattern is it? I forget every time. Dimensions. Dimensions, thankfully, has a guide online. I will try to link it down below. That you put in the number on the sheet here. So that you put in this number. In case you can't read it, it is 12322. And then you convert it to the DMC, which is D as in Delta, M as in Mike, C as in Charlie. And it pops out one or multiple numbers. Whenever it pops out multiple numbers, I do not put it on a card, and I wait to go to the store and I cross-check the coloration myself. Still have to do that for some things. But for this one in particular, we're going to start with this beautiful red one because it did cross-check into 720. So the first thing I do is we go to the box and we search for 720. Did this number fall? Well, peas and freaking carrots. Oh, I put it in backwards. That's not good. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Anyway, searching for 720. Either of these two 720. 822, 920, 829. Okay, none of these are 720, so we are good. It looks like a red, so it should have been in my reds. I don't sort them by number. I don't know if number order makes sense, but I never have. Anyway, so we're going to take some. I just take the top and then I just give a swift tug. Should have done the hardest part first. Let me get the number. Make sure I haven't used it. I'm going to take my stickers, look into them, and find the 720. Definitely haven't used it. Because for individual numbers like this, you only get one. I put them in the upper right hand side. Pa-pa! Just like that. Okay, where's the one I just took out? Okay, and the way I do it is I put it on the back, same side that the label is on. Put my finger there, thread it through, put it up, kind of like flip it. I hope this is making sense. This is a lot easier to do faster. And then you flip it around so it doesn't fall a lot, and then you start wrapping it. And you keep it as high as you can. Like I said, you want these to be high up. And then this one looks like it's going to have to go to the front. So that's thread number 1. And we got 3 more to go. So hold by the top for this brand, swift pull down, beat the brasses again. You put it pretty high up. This one I'm even putting a little higher than the last one. It's like an orangey shade. I normally listen to like Charlotte Dobre while doing this, or watch a minimalism video because that's my jam. Anyway, 2 strands. 1 more long strand to go. And then, like I said, hold at the top. You want to get firm grip. I like wrap the thread. I guess I just realized I'm not even realizing what I'm doing. So I wrap the thread around my one finger and then I just pull, hold firmly. It is going to be a little sticky at the top end that you pulled out, hence why you're putting that at the top. It hasn't been a problem with me as I'm working with it. The stickiness tends to just come out of it, I guess. Okay, and this one's gonna be weird. Great. Okay, and this one's wrapping back to the other side. Its little tail is there. Okay, that's fine. And then this last one, we're gonna do the same thing. I just automatically wrap it around my one finger, hold it at the top. Don't put any pressure in the middle here. If you do, it's not going to come as easily. You just, there you go. There's a lot of paper in this one. See that? That's a lot of paper. Anyway, so this one, because it's the one that I'm actually going to use starting off for the cross stitch, there's a lot of orange in this, so we'll see how much I actually need. If I need all 4 strands or not. But this one I put like that, like halfway into the bigger one we just did. Then you wrap it around the bottom half. And then there's all of my 720 on a card. One color done. Next, we have the green, which is the color of the child, which is this beautiful 6955. Once again, went on the chart. This one went over to the DMC. Again, D as in Delta, dog. If you want D as in dog, M as in Mike, C as in cat. Color number of 955. Since it's a beautiful green, I'm going to go into my greens. Do we have a 955 in the greens? I'm kind of surprised that we don't, because I just did Yoda, but he was a 368. I remember that. Is that bad? Well, I just finished him. That's why. I did him a couple of weeks ago. So we're going to find 955. Yep, hasn't been pulled yet. Like I said, these individual colors, like the whites and the blacks, they have more numbers than just that, but like these individual things, they're only gonna have one sticker per color number. Okay. I checked this one before I threaded it. I make sure it's only one card. They're not expensive cards. I just think it's... Ah! I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed 956 and not 955. That would have been bad. Well, not bad, just awkward, I guess. Okay. 955. Try to put 956 back. Okay. Ish. Okay, 955. Once again, putting it in the top right corner. Here, let me set it. Can you see it if I put it here? My hands are probably in the way. I apologize. I try to line it up with the circle there and above the top line, so you can see it above the top thread. Okay, like I said, that's the shade 6955, so let's get into it. Pull them out the same way. Almost lost that one. Okay. Ooh, this one's nice. Hardly no sticky at all. Okay, so like I said, you want to start pretty high up. I didn't start high enough up on the last one. So let's go over that again. So you're going to start so that it's pretty much at the top, because as you wrap it, you want that to hold it in. You're going to put that in like that, so then it can just like dangle. You're going to hold that there with your one finger, normally just like a nail or something. Then you're going to wrap it around the opposite edge of the label. Oh, that was a good technique. Okay, let's see if we can do that again. So you're going to wrap it. I held it with this finger here, also holding with my middle finger. Then you let go and then you start looping. Hope you saw that. Maybe I'll try to do it again with the next one. You find out techniques that just like work for you as you go along. Okay. And that's one strand on. This one also has 4 strands. So we're going to put 3 strands on the top, 1 strand on the bottom. So let's do a tall one again. This one we don't have to put as high. Put it there. Hold the nail. Pull it through. Put the finger on this one. That's not as hard, so you just wrap it. And then after a while, you can just let go. You just have to hold on to the top of the card. 2 strands. I highly doubt I'm going to need all this thread. Normally thread companies, depending on how many cross stitches you've done in the past, I'm just going to do this third one and not explain it. They give you way too much thread. That's why I put them on here, because then my excess thread is all sorted. And it's in a system that makes sense to me. If you meet another cross stitcher and they have a different system, great. Fantastic. That's what works for them. This is what works for me. If you have a system that works for you, fantastic. Okay. The fourth thread. Once again, placing it about halfway up. For a limp. That was a horrible loop. Lost a thread. Okay. And then I like to hold, you know how we've had these 3 strands previously? I like to purposefully put these in front of it and be like, stay down. And then hold those in place. Loopity loopity loop. Ooh, it's gonna be a little complicated. Okay, and then I just got it in the back. It's got a short little tail back there, but it's on. And that's 955. Next, we have 122-308, which is this beautiful brown. Oh, it's the inside of the little basket for the Mandalorian. Oh, it's 976. Once again, checking if we have it. Checking the stickers. I could probably check the stickers first. Get down. 976. It says I do somewhere. It's like a golden. Oh, there it is. 976. I used this in my last project. Here it is. So this is one of my old threads. Cool. So honestly, what I'm going to do is I have a less than full strand on here. So I'm going to take that off. I'm going to put, this one comes with 2 strands. So I'm going to pull the 1 strand off, hopefully. This is why I have the colorings, so then I don't have to waste cards. Air quote waste. Whatever. Put it on. Okay. Wrap it up. This one I actually wrapped mid-project because somebody found me the chart that I'm going to share with you guys. Hopefully. If I can find it for you guys. And if I remember to share it. Then we're going to put the second full one on the bottom. Just because, in the words of Tabitha Brown, that's how I roll and that's my business. And I know I'm going to need more than just that little one for this. This is making me wish I had some wax in my travel kit because these are long strands. If you do not know, wax. Now we're gonna wrap the little guy. Wax helps your threads not tangle. Like your embroidery floss not tangle. You apparently don't want to do what I want you to do. Okay, 976. 13125 doesn't have a clear number. It's 2 possibles. So like I said, I'm not doing that. This will eventually, it's going to get wrapped around the card. And then it's eventually going to go to the store. And then that has all of them. And I'll cross-check in store and find out which one it is. Next, We have 18519, which says is 3799. Is that black? No, it's not, but I don't have it. Getting smarter, and I'm just looking at my stickers because if you watch my previous video, I've been sick the last couple of days, so I'm getting tired. It's not even that late, I'm getting tired. My cards are falling over. Okay, so we have 1 strand, 2 strands. Ooh, just kidding. These strands are actually pretty long. So part of me wants to be like all kosher and do all the preparedness steps. Let me tell you what that would be, and you can decide if you want to do that for yourself. So what you could do is, if you're afraid of threads tangling, is when you pull it out, for the bottom one, you cut it in half. This is much more manageable. If I am afraid about thread length when I'm working with it, I'll probably cut it myself. The thread, of course. We're gonna claw it in the corner again, and then just wrap. But yeah, that's how you do this. Just wrap them up. But this one will have 4 colors done. 5. 5 colors done. As a reminder, I like to tether the bottom ones, like the top threads. I like to tether the edges with the bottom thread. I hope that makes sense. Okay. 3799. Next, 6050, which is 320. We like clear ones. 320. Not transferred. There's one more that's not clear which color it is. And 320 is only 1 strand. So I'm probably going to separate this into with what I was going to show you at the end, which is my cross stitching kit. I just have this tin that I got. It has some pens for marking off. I do copies of every pattern, so I don't mark the original pattern. I got this mini pair of scissors at Mall of America that is super cute. And then I keep extra needles inside. I do currently have 3 needles on the outside of the bag, and then this amazing threader came in one of my first projects. Speaking of, this project came with a needle. So this little buddy has to go in here. Can we transfer him into this bag? This bag looks a little nicer. Yeah, we can do that. Okay. I will probably be that person one day who has like probably 20 needles inside my scissors bag. But it's okay. Right now it's just 2. And there's 1 missing inside my partner's couch. It's fine. Anyway. Extra needle. So, because I just pulled them out like that, these travel scissors are super nice. You can take them I take them to my job and I can do my projects really easily. So what you do is you pull them apart fully and then you fold them open. So, where's that strand I just had? Here it is. Okay, I'm just gonna cut it in half. My brain is leaving me. Okay. So we're gonna take this dark green. We're gonna match it up as closely as we can to the ends. Pull it all the way down. Just like that. So we got the little loop. Scissors through a little loop. Pacha. Got. There's not a lot of this dark green in here, but it's the only strand we get. So I'm doing a top and a bottom because I like to make my life simple. This one is not going to get, oh, I did that wrong. The sticky part's on the bottom. It's okay. It's like what Bob Ross said, happy little accidents. It'll be fine in the end. And then you just wrap the bottom section. Nothing has to be perfect. Like I said before, it's whatever you want it to be. I try to just get it to fit on the card and look nice. So there's 320. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3 is 722, which is the orange. Another orange in the back. I really hope I don't have this on another card because that is going to be a crowded card. I don't. Thank goodness. Okay, 722. We have 5 strands. That's why I'm like, that's a lot. But yeah. Still only putting it on one card. We're going to use a lot of these. I may put 2 strands on the bottom because if they're giving me 5 strands, they think I'm going to use a lot of this. So I'll put 2 strands on the bottom. First time I actually listened to the company, but who knows? There's first time for everything. So we're going to put 3 strands on top, 2 strands on the bottom because we don't want it too lopsided. Rappity rap. Rappity rap. Is this video just going to be annoying? Possibly. Let me know. Okay. 1 strand. Will I speed up some of the sections if I can figure out how? Yes. 2 strands. That's cool. Oh, I guess I could talk about like when I started cross stitch. I started when I was a kid. I've been doing this for years. I got back into it last year. I started making projects personally. I started doing the project bag that you've maybe seen where I set up projects to do throughout the following month. And I saw that I had a lot of cross stitches. So every month had a cross stitch. The ones that I didn't want, I posted on Facebook and I gifted to a Facebook friend if I didn't want them. So I've given away, I think, 3 cross stitches so far that way. And I'm pretty happy with all the ones I've given away. And I'm getting projects done. So that's one thing that's really important to me is not having a bunch of, I think the Minimalist Mom talks about it. Dawn from the Minimal Moms talks about it, the silent to-do list. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of it. So I try not to have a ton of stuff at home bothering me and telling me like, oh, you didn't do this cross stitch. Hence why my project cart is so nice for me, because it's limited to one cart. And I know that is a sizable amount of work for one person, and it's not too overwhelming. 722 is done. Wow. See how thick that is? Oh my goodness. Next. Oh, this one doesn't have a clear number. It's this beautiful silver. I think it's... Anyway, I'll show you on the card. It's this beautiful silver. And it doesn't have a clear number, so... Gotta wrap this the best way I know how on the card. It's like a brownish silver the more I wrap it. It's a really nice color. And no, I don't eyeball match, because colors can fade with exposure to sun. Okay, 2 left. First we have this silver, this true silver 762. It looks like I have maybe used this before. I have. It's right here. Just used it. For guess what? Another Star Wars project. So we got a little 2-strand on top. Like I said, I'm just gonna, like I did for the last one, I'm just gonna pull all the little guys off the bottom. This one is 4 strands, so I think wow, sorry. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 2 strands on top and 2 strands on the bottom. But we're almost done, which is good, because my nose is running and I'm getting hungry again, which is weird. So the thing about me being sick is I was not hungry at all, but now I'm hungry. Okay. 2. And I thought this would be easy, because it was only like 1 card with like less than a dozen colors. No, still time consuming. Forgot how time consuming this is. Like I said, I normally watch like a 30-minute Charlotte Tilbury, and it's like, oh, that wasn't hard. Thanks, Charlotte. I genuinely mean that, actually. Some of those stories make my life seem normal. Talk about that some other card binding session of why I don't really celebrate Mother's Day. I'm not a mother. Actually, let's talk about it. Not everything about it, but some about it. I'm not a mother. I have a dog. That is an arguable topic in some societies, if that makes you a mother. But that is the only child I will have is my dog. She has been on this channel. She no longer lives with me. She is still alive. My sister and I have an arrangement that she will always have a home with my sister, even if she is unable to have a home with me. There is a lot of reasons why she does not have a home with me right now. Least of wise, she spent the majority of her life living in the country. And so she is used to running and being crazy. She is also a 75-pound dog. So she's a big dog. So with all those factors, she did not do well to living in the city. We're moving on to the last color. And so she now lives with my sister, and I pay for her life. My dog's life, not my sister's life. I pay for my dog's life. So I pay for her food. And then if my sister were to have to take her to the vet, I do have a savings account in my dog's name that I am fully ready to transfer money and just be like, take it. Or if my dog did any sizable damage to her home, unless like, card just fell. Unless it's like something, this sounds really bad, but unless it's like something controllable, like unless it's like she has 2 dogs and one of her dogs did it and she finds out her dog did it and she's blaming it on my dog, then I'm like, no, it is your dog's fault. But currently my dog is up to mischief at her house. And I've asked her, I'm like, hey, is it okay, like, what my dog's doing? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. She's being a puppy. You're fine. That's another thing. She is going to be 2 years old in August. It is May. She's a baby. So, she has the attention span of a toddler. And she is an unregulated me. Let's put it that way. So, she's a little crazy. She's a little hyper. She gets into things that she shouldn't. She is okay, but I will tell you this story. She got into, there is an ongoing issue with her getting into a building that is not the house. We're done now. But there's an ongoing issue with her getting into a building that is not the house. And, she got a knife, a working knife from that building, leather handle working knife. It's not that sharp because she's been checked and she's safe, but she proceeded to carry it. This is how you close the scissors, by the way. But she proceeded to pick it up in her mouth, carry it throughout the backyard, and drop it down for my thankfully old enough nephew to find it, and for his mother, who is my sister, to question him about it. But yeah, that happened. Okay, so we're done. All the colors are done. We only have 2 colors left on the card, so they are the only ones going in there. We're not fully putting the project together today. Let me quickly grab the bag for me to show you how I do. I have this bag, which is broken, which I used to put projects into. This is the bag I currently use. So what I do is we open it up. We grab all the supplies, minus the hoop. The hoop stays here. So this is the pattern. I'm going to have to get the chart guide from somewhere. Because if you see, there's a bunch of these little symbols on here. And that's not on here. So I need to get the chart guide. I had to do that for the last pattern by dimensions that I did, and then it came with this, I think it's 12 count, 14 count blue Aida. So that's cool. Then I put this in. So like I said, it hasn't figured out, well, I haven't figured out which one it is yet. This one goes in just loose. And then there's that tin I showed you guys earlier. The scissors don't go back because what goes in instead is all of these threads. So I like to just stand them up in file folder order, just like that. And then if I can get the card to fit inside, oh yeah. Sorry, that like pleases a little part of me inside. But the card goes inside too with the pens. Come on, pens, be nice. Let's all get along here. And then scissors definitely aren't gonna fit. That's okay. And then you just put on the lid, and then all the threads and all that can go all topsy-turvy in here and they'll stay intact. I do also actually tend to take the entire project out of the bag, and when anybody asks me what I'm working on, I just show them the finished picture. So then I don't have to explain who it is, what it's from, anything. Finished picture. And I just pull it out of this too. So it's all nicely contained in here. This normally is loose. I will be completely honest. So this actually kind of looks like the Death Star. Anyway, completely unintentional. This is like less than $5 folder I got at Walmart by the brand Penning Gear. It's just that zipper top. And then the tin is also from a big box craft store. So yeah. And then it's all ready to be put together, and I just need to find that creator guide. And then all the floss that's extra, along with the extra stickers and the extra cards, lives in this box. And then when I'm all done, I put it back in the box, color coded. So then when I put the next project together, you're never missing any threads. I hope that all made sense. I hope you enjoyed. I know it was long. So see you in the next one.